Hello YouTube. My name is Stacy. I'm known here as Flighty Rambler, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel today. Hello again, friends. I'm happy to be presenting another video that I'm recording. It's another day in the daily challenge, but to start with, I'm just looking at these nails, realizing they're getting a bit roughed up, and I should find some time to carve out a new set at some point, but this is not a nail video. It is another icad. It's a daisy yellow icad and a mixed media icad. These are brought to us by Tammy and Nina. Tammy has been hosting this challenge for the past 13 years, and she and Nina both have YouTubes and Instagrams. Nina has been hosting this mixed media icad summertime challenge for the past 3 years. They're both talented artists, and their channels and pages have a lot of fabulous content for you to go check out. I'll be sure to leave a link to everything down below. On Tammy's website here, daisyyellowart.com, she has information about icad, a lot of inspirational pictures, and her prompt list, which I am trying to use. And Nina's prompt list I am finding on her Instagram. Speaking of prompt lists, I am working on day 42. Tammy's prompt is trivia, and Nina's prompt is pen and ink. I don't think I'll work with trivia today. I mean, I don't have any game cards or pieces of ephemera or anything with trivia on it, I don't think. But I certainly do have pens and I do have inks. That is a given. So Nina's prompt shouldn't be a problem. I'll still mull over what trivia could mean. In the meantime, this is my substrate for today. It is 3 index cards I've glued together to make it nice and sturdy. One is way too flimsy. Now, Nina's prompt was pen and ink, and I can use that in a variety of ways throughout the card. To start with, I want to do some scribble journaling, but I have options for the pen. I could either choose to use this feather quill dip pen or this beautiful glass dip pen. I think I'll use the feather. I think I'll stick with the acrylic ink, and I will use Purple Lake. For my next step, I want to add a layer of gesso. Alright, so my card is dry, and I've delved into my collection of napkins, of which there are many, and I ended up choosing this one. So it's gonna be a tight fit to put both birds in, but if I go horizontal like this, I should be able to get some of the flower and the bird, which suits me just fine, because this bird won't be wasted, of course. I will use it in another project. And since there's 4 panels, there's like a lot of birds. Oh, and this napkin is available in my Etsy shop, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested, I'll have a link in the description box below. First thing I'm going to do is pull these plies apart. It's a 3-ply napkin, so I'll get 2 extra pieces of tissue to play with. On the On the third ply, I usually end up stamping my own stamps and using them in my projects. This next ply usually has a faint image transfer of the top layer. So I use that more as a background texture kind of napkin. As you can see there faintly, there's an image there of the birds and the flowers. So I'll use that for another type of project. And for today, I'm going to fuzzy cut out this panel. Fuzzy cutting is just using a wet paintbrush or a water brush and getting the tissue wet, because wherever it's wet, it's easy to pull out of the tissue and you get these beautifully fuzzy edges that glue down nicely and transparently into your project, making it look like you drew it, which is always fun. I'm going to take time to paint out the piece that I want. I'm going to use white acrylic paint, and I'll pour some out in my palette. So there is some bleed through with the white, but that's okay because I usually tend to color on top of all of this. So now it's time to fuzzy cut the elements out. All right, so here is all of the pieces cut out. I'm thinking that will work. And if I want to fill in some space here, I can add this and potentially, I'll just move this. Yeah. And then this all can be used in future projects. Fun stuff, huh? Before I glue the bird down, I want to do some collage. I don't like how white it is, and I want a bit more something. So I have some music paper, Play-O piano paper, a piece of a map, some from a gambling book, and a piece of ledger paper. So I'm going to use this matte medium. Whoa, it's very... So I used another tube. I used another tube up and had to buy a new matte medium. And since I had purchased the original one at Walmart, I thought I could pick up the same thing. It's a tube and it's the same size and all that stuff, but it's so much more watery. So on top of this collage, I do want to add a bit more gesso, just scrape it on randomly. So before I glue down my focal point, I think I do want to add a wash of blue. I like this orientation because of the numbers up here, the numbers here, and then whatever I do down here could mysteriously be the third spot to draw your eye around. And I think I'm gonna have it like this with the little bud here. I'm going to choose the neon Faber-Castells. I have the blue, orange, yellow, and pink. Oh, that's cadmium I want. Fluorescent. Here is, or sorry, the neon, and then the green. Okay. I'm going to start with the bird. Now it's time for some sketchy lines with this Bic Velocity 1.6. This is looking really good. I'm going to add a border around the card with this ink pad. So here's the card so far. I love sketchy lines. It's so much fun. I want to add something down here. So I'm going to use my Dymo to create my sentiment. And my word for today is unsure. Yeah, my confidence is shaken and I'm unsure. I'm going to put the cluster down with Fabrifix. It's super sticky and tacky. I'll use this bulldog clip to make sure it sets nice and firmly. And of course I'll save these, and of course I'm going to save these little black pieces for another project. This is my card for day 42. The prompts were trivia and pen and ink. I have definitely used the pen and ink prompts, but I don't think I touched on trivia. So I really like how I did the collage in the background and then added some scrapes of gesso and the blue, because it reacts differently to paper than it does to gesso. So that's always good. I really liked using the bright colors in the bird with the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen. And of course, sketchy lines always make me smile. This unsure cluster is taken over the flower. I wasn't the biggest fan of how I did the sketchy lines with it, so it doesn't bother me. I love the burst of embroidery thread down here, and yes, I am unsure, which sucks, which I've already said. So I'd like to thank Tammy and Nina for hosting this summertime challenge. I am going to make sure I put all the links in the description box below. As well, I will have links to my Etsy shop, wherein I have this napkin available along with a lot of other napkins, some ephemera, some player piano paper, things like that. The link will be in the description box. And I'd like to thank you for your time and attention today. I really appreciate that you've taken some time to watch this video. I encourage you, please give me that thumbs up. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until my next video, bye-bye.